Welcome to Champagne Gains, the podcast where we pop the cork on the world of fitness competitions, lifestyle, and everything in between. I'm your co-host, Beckyn nutrition coach, personal trainer, and NPC bikini competitor.
And I'm Kiki, IFBB pro bikini athlete and coach. Together, we'll be guiding you through the ins and outs of what it takes to shine on the stage and life, while keeping it real and having a little fun along the way.
From prepping for the big day to enjoying the post-show treats, we're going to cover it all. We'll also be talking about food, fitness, and how to balance this unique lifestyle with our everyday lives.
Plus, we'll be inviting some special guests to join us on the show, fellow competitors, coaches, and others in the industry who can share their wisdom and stories with us.
And of course, we'll be getting personal and sharing our own experiences, successes, and struggles as we train and compete in this exciting world of fitness competitions.
So grab your favorite glass of bubbly and let's get ready to dive into today's episode of Champagne Gains. What's going on, guys? Coach Kiki.
Coach Beckyn, back for another episode of Champagne Gains.
It is a beautiful day in Ohio.
It is a beautiful day to go after your dreams.
Yes. It's actually like rainy, so I don't want to go outside.
That's the word. Like going to the gym when since I walk there, like when it's raining is like, actually, it was so fucking windy yesterday. It was like walking uphill, but I was literally getting like blown around. It was that windy. It's like, that's how little I am in prep right now. But it was like
it's like
fucking glute burn walking through the wind to the gym.
Did you count that as your cardio?
Totally. No, that was done already. Don't worry.
So I have this calendar that my dad's best friend got me, and it's like the fuck it calendar. And so one of the things at the bottom of March said, "It's a beautiful day to leave me the fuck alone," which I think is hilarious because it's like the complete like opposite mindset of what I tell myself, or like it's a beautiful day to go after your dreams.
I love it. Sometimes we need those days. I was sitting behind someone. I've seen the shirt online before, but it was you didn't wake up today to be a weak ass bitch. And I was like, oh, I need that shirt.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Or I need to make it and brand it to myself.
Yeah, that's like yours.
I told Danny the other day not to be a weak ass bitch. I was like, Danny, I'm saying this because I love you. Don't be a weak ass bitch. Like you're almost there.
Yeah, dude, I know. I have one competitor who's competing soon, and she was just like, oh, everything is just so hard. And the gym is pointless right now. And I'm like, ma'am, is it pointless? Is it really pointless? I don't expect you to be the Hulk. And when you're like a week and a half out from your show, like you're still stimulating the muscle tissue. If you have to go light, that's fine. Just finish it. And then I was like, why is your day so bad? She's like, I just slept through my alarm. It's like, that's it. That's it.
Everybody's so dramatic.
Yeah. Well, I'm also dramatic because my coffee maker broke this morning.
Yeah,
so I was like, this is the end of the world.
Okay, actually, on that, I was thinking about, okay, so Lane Norton had this video that he shared about someone asked him if sugar was addictive, and he's like, okay, people are gonna hate me for this, but like you don't see people like drinking a bag or eating a bag of sucrose or whatever. I was like, that's so true. He's like, it's like you see people over consuming like cake and like pancakes and donuts and all these things that have like fats in them, but it's also like a texture thing. So that was really interesting, but sorry, this ties in here. I was thinking about it's like a texture thing, but like an experience thing. And so lately when like going to the gas station and getting coffee is like way more fun for me than making coffee here. So it's like such the emotional eating thing is, or the addictive eating thing, it's like an experience thing.
Mhm.
Like, because you're literally like, you don't just grab a bag of sugar from the cupboard and
A
just
spoonful of brown sugar in my mouth.
but yeah, that was
Yeah,
really interesting. That was like my aha moment from this week.
dude.
Also,
Yeah.
Quick Trip coffee is so fucking good.
Yeah, gas station coffee slaps. So
So good. Like it's way better. Like there's a Scooters coffee. That's the Midwest chain.
Mhm.
But like getting a $2 coffee from the gas station, so much better than the $5 coffee that I would get there.
Yeah.
Much better.
I mean, Speedway's cafe is, they have all the different kinds of coffee. I think the specialty one I got the other day was like toasted marshmallow.
Oh
And
my,
that was the actual, just like the coffee,
yeah,
not our fancy gas station coffee when we add in cappuccino.
that is
Rednecks over here. Gas station coffee.
the Quick Trip one is chocolate mudslide brownie.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, it's bomb.
Wow.
Mhm. That's fine.
That's amazing.
That's how prep is going. We look, and I walk past all, I don't go there every day. But like past all the cinnamon rolls and donuts, I'm like, just give me my fucking coffee. But it's
Yeah.
fine. I still am just blown away by like how much I don't care about eating food because, and I'm more concerned about, even though I don't know if there's going to be a chance, but like I'm more concerned about my post-show outfit than what I would eat post-show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you should be. I was thinking about that the other day. I need to start building up my closet.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
watch.
A, I need to start dieting
Well, for
so
competitors.
I can fit into all these. Yeah, not for myself.
But that's exciting thing in Coach Kiki's world this week.
I got cardio.
Yeah.
Big bold letters in when Ben told me that. He's like, do not overdo cardio. And I was like, I follow your shit.
Right.
Like, do I want to probably do more? Yes, but I'm following what you're saying. Just let me know when we can drop food. But I dropped like 2 pounds from just like
Oh,
two
wow.
sessions of cardio.
Dang. Did you hit
Yeah,
your goal weight?
we didn't hit 140. Yeah, he was disappointed. Like when because on Saturday when I checked in, I was at like 138 or something, and which was down from like Tuesday's weight. And he was like, well, I guess I don't think we're gonna reach the 140.
Probably
And
okay.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I haven't had like I haven't done like a refeed or a high day because I don't, every day's a high day.
Yeah.
So like my body was just like chilling there. It's like,
That's awesome.
it's pointless right now to like, we're not gonna like raise my food,
Yeah.
you know, just to put on maybe a quarter of a pound of muscle.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, Dude, your glutes look fucking good though. Like the picture you posted yesterday in the blue, they looked
Yeah.
massive.
That
Like
was post pump. I will say that was post workout, but
that
I was
is,
like, please, if these fuckers can stay like this, like I'll be so happy.
yeah, yeah, they look awesome.
Yeah. I'm
Mm.
getting to the point now where I'm like, well, shows are starting. So I'm like, I'm not even in prep yet. So like, what show am I going to be doing? Hello? Somebody
You're
let me
going
know.
across the world,
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
wherever.
Yeah. Like
Welcome.
Ben, I was like, Ben, just tell me what to do and I'm just here.
Right.
So
Make my travel plans for me.
yeah, tell me when I need to be at the airport.
But
Mm.
anyway, today, well, we're going to talk about how we both got into competing and our
Yeah.
fitness journeys in general. So have
Yeah.
at it. Let's hear it.
Kind of like what inspired my fitness journey.
Yes.
Like a couple of things. So we had what inspires your fitness journey, how you get into bodybuilding, and like who are your inspirations. Um, so honestly, like I got into bodybuilding because I was a college cheerleader, and then I stopped being a college cheerleader when I graduated. So I really needed something to fuel my uh athletic endeavors. I was living in Chicago at the time, and I was doing like we were in like a softball league, which basically it was had no athletic ability. I was literally just standing there drinking beer and watching. It's like you guys really don't want me on your squad. Um, and I just started lifting and honestly fell in love with what my body could do because I never did that before. I like kick myself so much now. I'm like, I could have been a much better cheerleader if I like did this earlier, you know? So it's kind of annoying. Um, but I honestly just got into like I lived less than a block away from a huge gym in Chicago, and I ended up working at that gym, selling memberships, and I was really good at it. So the trainers were like, "Yo, let me train you for free, and then you can tell all your like people about it to help them too." So I was like, sure. And it was like so fun. I loved it. And I worked in like the gay neighborhood. So like all the trainers were like just a little bit more flamboyant. And it was just like such a cool, like I never knew like how strong I actually was. And I think that's why I love like the let's fucking grow, because it's like and like what I want out of like long-term wise for like Coach Kiki's legacy is like making like young females understand that like you can like be a badass in the gym, and that's like you don't have to be a cardio bunny. I was never a cardio bunny, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's
Um and honestly, when I lived in Chicago, that's when I first kind of found Muscle Farm.
mm,
Um, and Corey Gregory to start out with. That's when Corey was a co-owner of Muscle Farm. And he would put out like this was like old school Instagram, like pure graphics of like, here's this workout. And their like female branch of Muscle Farm, I forget what it was called, but I would follow like the girls' programs.
yeah.
And then Preston at the time, oh, he's still alive. He would follow the Corey's workouts. So that's kind of like how I kind of got dove into all things Corey Gregory. And he's obviously my biggest inspiration and role model now, like
Yeah.
just from literally him starting Muscle Farm. And now he's obviously with the much better company, Max Effort Muscle. Um, so that's kind of like how I got into like fitness to begin with.
Yeah, my story, I literally stepped into a gym the first day of my first prep. Okay. I mean, I
Oh
was
my
like
God.
always, I was always, obsessed with, I was always trying something, trying some kind of fucking diet. Like I hated myself. So I was trying to get skinny. And then this one friend, it's such a, like, it's not an inspirational story whatsoever. Like, I had one friend, it is like in hindsight, um, but I had one girl that I knew very minimally. She competed, and I was like, oh wow, like she looks really like I like how she looks. And obviously, that was not a sustainable look, but like, hey, I've been trying so fucking hard. Like, how do I look like this? And then I literally went on, I wasn't on Instagram at the time because, well, I wasn't. But we don't need to get into that. Um, I found like I started like doing some research. There's like when you first start, there's like very, unless you know where to look, there's like minimal shit on like bodybuilding. And
Oh, they're still not great.
no, yeah. So I found Kara Corey on YouTube, and I saw that she does coaching. So I was like, I'll hire you. Like I did, this is much how I still operate. Like I don't do any research on shit. I just like buy. And then so I worked with her and did my first prep. And it was, I mean, I had taught myself how to track macros because I did a little bit of research on that, like on Pinterest. But I had like no inspiration, like no inspirational people in my life at like no one that inspired that part of it at the time. So my journey is really, it's like weird. Like it came from a place of hating myself and now I like love myself. So
Mhm.
that's how I started, you know, like it's called the play of the broken. Like you want to fix in others what was once broken in yourself. And like I fucking love that. And that's what I do now. So my journey from going from hating myself to loving myself and has made me made me be able to help other people. Um, but I'm also like I have major prep brain right now. Like I will literally like lose my train of thought in the middle of talking. But what else did I want to say? Um, but it also taught me like I've learned throughout the years like bodybuild there's more than bodybuilding. Like yeah, we love how we look in prep and like you said like we need like growing. So there's like these girls at the Y that are working. I'm like so proud to see little girls working out, even if I want to fix everything they're doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, my so that was a roundabout way of talking about how I got into it. But here we are.
I know, here we are. It's weird to kind of like think back and I've been doing obviously I'm like by myself, which is just so weird. So I just do a lot of reflecting and I'm like I've been like going through old photos of like even like my first years of competing because I've been in this like we talked about like last week or the week before. This is like season number 8 for me, which
Mhm.
is a long freaking time. And I like kind of get pissed at myself for like not knowing or like doing like I wish my path was a little bit different. I could have been so much better here. But honestly, like that's what makes, us good coaches because we've had those experiences with, other coaches or experimenting on ourselves. Like when I was in grad school, and that's when I kind of like found bodybuilding alongside fitness. I would try like I was my experiment. And so I would just
Mhm.
experiment on myself and do like all these different things, see how my like take the biofeedback from myself, and this was before I started working with a coach. It was just like, and I didn't know what even that entailed. And I was basically doing that like with myself. I would like put myself on
Mhm.
this like macro range or diet and different manipulating things and like see how my body responds. Okay, well, maybe if we tweak this, we'll do this here and see what happens like this. And that's kind of how like Corey comes up with some of his stuff. He just like tries a bunch of different stuff and like sees what sticks for him.
Yeah.
And then tries to obviously implement it with his like G community. So that's like I don't know, it's so cool to like kind of like I hate that I felt like I feel like that sometimes, but it also like makes us a better coach
Right.
and athlete too.
1000%. And like we can relate to so many people with like where we came from. And it's also like teach them that it's not just about your physique. Like, do you feel good? Because most people don't. Like they don't know what they're eating. They don't know like how to eat to feel their body. So like that's always fun to um for lack of better term, it's all an experiment. Like,
Mhm.
okay, let's try you with higher fats, lower carbs, like just helping people like specifically feel good in their body. And so that's like my favorite thing about coaching. Um,
Yeah. Do you have any like current inspirations?
yeah, um, duh. I mean, like, I don't really, that's where I am just like, um, I literally, like, no one but you comes, like, it's because I don't pay attention to anyone else. I'm just like, like, I don't idolize people, and it's not like an inspiration is an idol, but really anyone that, it's mostly people I know, like anyone that pushes me to be better is my inspiration. Like, I don't give a crap like who's winning shows, and this is maybe selfish, but like I'm worried about myself. Like, I
I,
stay in my own freaking lane. Like, my life is my life. I don't need
yeah.
to try to be like anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, and then that's pointless.
Right.
You know, I think like you are your own inspiration. That's like when I was looking back at old photos of me when I was like when I lost like 30 pounds in like a
Yep.
month and a half. Seeing how small I was there, like that almost inspires me more right now because like I know how I felt then and I know how I hated myself, but I was just like loved how small I was. And now I'm like that, like if I looked like that now, I would absolutely hate myself. So like I'm inspired by like my journey and
Mhm.
what the potential could be in the future. I'm obviously not going to compete forever, even though that was on the would you rather question last week. Um, but it's like I don't know. It like I think we go through these seasons of what inspires us and what like gets us excited about our fitness journey and how we're
Mhm.
continuing to evolve. Like we're building our bodies, we're building our minds through all of these different seasons of life,
Yeah.
and we have fitness to fall back on as our like the trunk.
Foundation.
Um yeah, and it makes us better in all like kind of areas of life too.
Mhm. This has 1000% changed my life. I mean, when I started, obviously I didn't know anything. I was doing it for the wrong reasons. But then like getting on stage, even my first show was so small, but like I fell in love with it. And then I got back on Instagram and started like actually following people. And that's how I found the team
Hmm.
that shall not be named. And then found you, luckily, and then hired you after my first show, and then we've been together ever since. But there's so many things that wouldn't have happened in my life without bodybuilding, like my first show. And honestly, like when I started, I guess I'll get into this a little bit because it is important. Um, I was going through it in my marriage, and I didn't have anything. Like, I worked for my ex. I'm not ever gonna say I worked with my ex-husband. I didn't fucking work for you. Um, and it, like, I didn't have my own thing. So that was this bodybuilding, like, was my own thing. And turns out, like, I couldn't have my own thing. Like, so, I started it to get my own thing, like, he's claimed that he wanted me to have my thing, but turns out, it didn't, sure as hell didn't fix my marriage. Um, and then I got more focused on this, like wanted to be better, wanted to do my own thing. And things like took a turn for the worse. It wasn't because of bodybuilding that things took a turn for the worse, but just like having this saved me. Like, it kept me sane. It like gave me something. So it was like, I don't know what I would be doing if I hadn't like kept at it, or fell in love with it and then wanted to become a coach, and then reached out to you when I was finally getting divorced and be like, hey, what do I do? And then you're like, it would work for me. So I mean, my bodybuilding journey has been like a huge factor in my life, and it's never going to go away. Like, maybe the bodybuilding and competing part of it will go away, but like the fitness part of it is, and the health and nutrition part of it is never going to go away. Like, these are things that will be ingrained in my life forever. And when I have kids, I'll be able to teach them that. And
I was gonna say
it's like,
that.
changes the whole trajectory of your life when you like find something you're passionate about, find what makes you feel good. And it's not me being like lean that makes me feel good or love myself, because I love myself in my off season too, because I finally had like self-worth and like something to like strive for that's not the stage. So
Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's been cool to just see you grow through this. And like I was talking, like I think I said this last week, when Jack Sullivan, the IFBB, one of the head judges at the posing clinic, he gave me like one of the best compliments that like I like you just like light up the room with like your energy when you're working with these clients. And I was
yeah.
like, thank you, but like honestly, like I wouldn't be in this position where I'm at right now without the NPC and IFBB. So like I am forever indebted to that organization and bodybuilding because I have a full-blown career out of that. So
Yeah.
like it's I don't care if I'm just like spending, 8 hours on a Saturday at a posing clinic and working with girls for free. Like it's because like giving back to the bodybuilding and like what it gave me is just like
And if
absolutely.
anything, like you doing that was so helpful for those girls. Like, if anything that I'm doing is giving someone else more confidence in themselves, like that's a win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's not like we're like cheerleading coaches over here, like, oh, you can do it. And it's like that empowerment that you're instilling in them, and that like brings out the confidence.
Yeah,
And then we crack the whip when we need to.
we do. And it is necessary sometimes.
Yeah.
But having like doing something is obviously going to give you confidence. Like you don't know unless you try. Like, so, but like when you do something and you stick with it, like just that itself is going to give you, like, you're never going to be confident or even like yourself if you keep doing shit that you fail at, or,
Yeah.
if you stop trying,
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
gonna fail, but like, don't stop trying.
Never stop
Never
trying.
stop. Always be posing, because that's one thing that is. But on the NPC thing, when I went to that posing seminar this past Saturday and Tyler and Ethela were there, like he was talking about um how he was asking like the pros that were there how like they've made a career out of it. And like one of the girls was, she's like, I haven't, paid for a suit, paid for supplements, paid for whatever, like talking about how like he's like, well, oh, he was talking about we don't know how many followers you have when you're on stage, like we don't give a crap about that, but like doing this helps you get eyes on you, like it helps you get attention, brings other people to your page, like Danny, she always like shares and tags me and stuff. Like I just signed up a client yesterday that was sent to me from Danny. Like it's always paying for
That
itself.
is, yeah. Yeah.
But compete is expensive.
Yeah. We'll get into that in another
That's the
episode.
benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's so cool to hear everyone's stories about like what inspired them to get into fitness. Like you were talking about how like it was from a self-hate, honestly.
Mhm.
And I don't think I necessarily was, I mean, I always had bad body image issues just with like cheering and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like I think I like it was just the fact that like I was like I wanted to be strong. Like I thought that was so cool. And that's what kind of drove me to it. I'm like, oh, I can lift all this weight?
Um,
What?
it's amazing like how that shifts too. Because like I said, I had never set foot in a gym. So I had all these newbie gains that first year, and
Yeah.
which was great. But it goes from like we want to be skinny to holy shit, like I look good. Like let's see how like, and we're still not bulky from lifting weights. Imagine that.
I
But
wish I was bulky.
no, it's like fucking cool to see like how strong you get, like mentally and physically.
Yeah. And we're just out here. I think if my legacy that like I want to leave is like people being inspired by me, and like I think I can die happy now. Beckon's inspired by me, so I can die happy.
Always. I could die happy, I think. I could die happy. I set out. I always knew like I wanted to help people, but I didn't know what to do. And now I've set out what I wanted, what I knew that I needed to do. Like I know this is my thing. So yeah, I could die happy.
Pretty good at it. If you guys have any questions about our journeys or what you want to know, like obviously we're open books over here. You can find me on Instagram at KickersLaugh_IFBB Pro.
And you can find me at Beckyn_Bikini. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know what you think.
Let
Otherwise,
us know if you have any requests for future topics.
thanks for tuning in to another episode of Champagne Games.
Cheers.
With your instant coffee.
My empty coffee. What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gains. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things. Like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gains is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.